I'm Candy Evans, and this is Dallas Dirt. Well, today we're going to talk about a little bit of a different kind of real estate. Actually, one of my very favorite kinds of real estate, jewelry and estate jewelry, with my dear friend, Lyn Skibell, who is the owner of Skibell Fine Jewelry. And I've known Lyn and her late husband forever, bought jewelry from them. I mean, look at me, right? It is an amazing store. It's in Preston Center. Everyone knows it. Everyone should go there and check it out. But we're going to talk about some very interesting things with jewelry and real estate today that you probably haven't thought of, but you will be facing. These are all the conversations that I think are very helpful for people. We're going to talk about estate jewelry, what it is, but I'm going to start out with a little story that one of my favorite realtors told me right before the holidays. Angela Downs, she is with Compass, and she said she told her mother, "You better get rid of all your stuff because when you die, I'm burning it all." I said, Angela. Of course, she says it with this cute little smile. She's adorable.
Yeah.
And but agents are now starting to specialize in certain kinds of real estate, and one of these specialties is downsizing because people have such a hard time. We all accumulate so much stuff. What is estate jewelry, and tell us a little bit about what you're seeing and what we can do with it.
Yes. I think estate jewelry to me is just anything that you inherit in a way. You can get into heirloom jewelry and you can get into certain timepiece, periods and all of that. But really estate jewelry is something that's handed down to you or to a family where you're trying to parse it out or decide how much the value is or things like that.
So you get a ring and you go, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
It's purple or it's got some weird things on it. The beauty of what we're going to tell you today, and the beauty of what I learned from Lyn that I didn't know, is that you can take that jewelry and give it a different life, and you can make it something you like and that you want to wear.
Absolutely.
Because I think these earrings are estate jewelry.
They are estate jewelry.
Yes.
And a lot of times people are handed down things that are not necessarily their style. You don't even know what it is. It's a kunzite or it's some different sort of stone, and you could make something that you love.
That you love.
Or you could sell it and get something that you love.
And you kind of do both.
You could do any of those sort of things. And we see that a whole lot, especially right now with the baby boomers, which I'm a baby boomer. I'm at the bottom of the baby boomers.
Yeah.
But our moms had a lot of jewelry and big pieces, important pieces, and that's being handed down right now to their younger generation. And there may be a beautiful diamond in there that they want to make a special diamond ring, or two studs where they want to give them to their granddaughters for their rings. So anything, the sky's the limit, I like to say, on what you can do with this.
Right. And we have talked about this extensively in Candy's Dirt. If you pop over to our story that we published on January 7th, we have some great photos. But tell me what the most amazing restyling is that you've done.
We actually took a ring and made it into a necklace, but we also had this most beautiful young bride. And she was so sweet and wonderful. And her husband's mother and grandmother had some diamonds, and her mother's side had some diamonds. And we put all those together in a little bit of a cluster ring so that it made a bigger look, right? And that was just so wonderful because these were people that were not able to be at the wedding, and they're going to be a part. I get chills when I talk about it
too.
because they're going to be a part of their wedding. They're going to be a part of their lives together.
Lyn, Valentine's Day is around the corner. I know it's probably not enough time to take some piece that you're ready to get, redone, but you could start the process on Valentine's Day.
You could start the process, and depending on exactly what you want, we could possibly get that done. So
How
it just
long would it
depends.
take?
Depends on what you're going to do and
Okay.
how clear you are on what you want, because it's a little bit of a process. But say you had a ring with some diamonds in it, you want to make some diamond studs or something like that. We could do something like that.
So going from a ring to earrings is pretty easy.
Yeah, it depends on the piece.
On the piece. Okay.
But it's definitely worth taking a look at.
Yes,
The
yes.
worst thing that can happen is we'll
Exactly.
say, We always do our best, though, to try to make it happen.
I'm sure. And sometimes you have to you can bring in other pieces of gold and stuff to do it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you do. You melt it down. That's what jewelers do. They melt it down. They create it. It's beautiful. It's an art, really.
It is an art.
Yes.
It is an art.
And it's an old art, which we love.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Now, the Valentine's Day again is coming up. You're going to have some specials, I think.
Yeah, we are. I think one of the things I want to try to do for even Valentine's and Mother's Day, if we can even
Mother's
think
Day.
out that far, one of the things I love to do is get the women in and have them, or the men, have them do a wish list. And if there's something they want, then we have the ability to just make a wish list. And we did this. We're getting to where we really are getting people to get what they want. So if someone comes in and then their spouse comes in, they've got a whole list of things that they already want, and they're already winning, you know.
Do spouses, I guess I've been married so long, do spouses really still pick out gifts for their wives?
Yes, they do.
I like picking my own.
I know, and that's why the wish list
wish
is
list
so
is
good.
perfect. Yes, because, I think that, not that he doesn't have great taste, but just the dollars are better than the taste.
Well, Charles used to buy me things that was funny, and they weren't my taste. And
Really?
Oh gosh,
And he was had great taste.
Yes, he did have great
But
taste,
it's still not much.
not always.
Right.
Sometimes he hit a home run.
Yeah.
But I used to love to go, to the shows with him and actually pick things out. And then every once in a while, he surprised me with just the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's
I miss that.
I know. Well, my husband is he admits too, he's not aesthetic. That is not his strength, is art and aesthetics. He totally, which I love because I get to do it all.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that. And I think I would be in a horrible position with someone who we were arguing constantly about this color and that color. He's like, yeah, do whatever you want. I love it. It's great. And that applies to my fingers as well.
Yeah.
So that's great. But no, I think that, that this is a very exciting time. And I think that I really want people to know that they don't, this particular part of their real estate portfolio, which is jewelry, is a real estate portfolio, and there is value in it. So I think we had talked before about getting the appraisals done on everything, which can be surprising because hasn't the cost of jewelry gone up tremendously?
It has. I mean, I have an example of a ring that Charles sold one of his wonderful clients about 20 years ago. And this ring appraised at about $20,000. It's actually now worth 40. And so this person was actually about to lose this ring because the prongs were loose and the diamond was about to go bye-bye. And they would have just had whatever their insurance said. So
20,000.
Whatever that was. I mean, it depends on your policy, how much. I don't try to talk to that, but
Right, it's all different.
it's all different. But the fact is, it was way undervalued. And had she actually lost that piece, she would have been in a world of hurt. So it was really interesting, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. It's not always going to go up in value, but a lot of times it does.
It does. Especially the older the piece.
Well, you have to replace it.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to replace it these days. And those old appraisals, really important to keep your appraisals up to date and know what your insurance company wants from your appraisals and the time periods. And it's not the most sexy or exciting thing in the world, but it's really important to know if you've got an appraisal that's 10, 15, 20 years old on a big, something important piece, especially, you ought to get that checked out.
Even the rings, especially the rings you wear every day.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've been told by insurance appraisers to have them done every 5 years.
Yeah.
Because that's about how much things change. And God forbid you lose it. Like you said, it's very sad to lose something that special and that meaningful and not, I mean, it's sad to lose it and you can't replace it, but then to not be able to replace it because you don't have it covered enough is like a triple
Yes.
hit.
Yes.
It really is. It is.
So it's pretty simple to, get the appraisals updated.
I have to ask you what kind of the latest fad or thing is. Gold in silver. I mean, what are you seeing? Because remember we went from the gold settings of rings. Well, silver when I got married, then gold, then back to silver, platinum. Now what are we doing?
White gold.
White
I mean,
gold.
I'm seeing everything across the board.
Okay.
So it could be platinum, it could be white gold, it could be yellow gold. But what I'm just seeing is a lot of individuality. The most popular stone right now is an oval diamond.
know,
If you're
'cause I
going to get
want
it,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're hard to find and they're more expensive
Yeah.
in general. That's what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing a lot of individuality in what people want.
Other people.
You know, I tell people don't buy jewelry as an investment.
Okay.
Buy jewelry because investing in your love, investing in each other, investing in this marriage, because people are going to be disappointed if they try to come back and sell. That's never what they think
Right.
it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's like driving a car off the lot.
Well, it's like real estate. You really, and that's why I think there are so many similarities between jewelry and fine jewelry and real estate, because it is something that you should buy. Don't buy your home and make it your piggy bank. I mean, it's nice that it is your piggy bank and it holds its value, and you can retire and get a nest egg out of it, or live there, whatever you want to do. But you should not really, and this is what experts tell me, do not, buy a home thinking you can, just make money off of it.
Right.
We certainly know people have done that, but we've also known people who've been burned by it too.
Right.
And that's what you're saying about jewelry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a lot of people that have that conception that they want to have it as an investment. I'm like, invest in your relationship, and certainly get your jewelry insured. Like, that's really important. In fact, I have a program now that if someone walks out the door, they can walk out the door with coverage for 10 days while they try to figure it out.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just, especially the younger, I call them kids. I don't know. I guess they're young adults. But I like to see them walk out with their jewelry covered, because
So you can know that you're covered for 10 days should
something you
happen.
walk out and drop it. I just had my first claim on that, so it's interesting. Yeah, it's a great program.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful episode of Dallas Dirt. We'll see you next week.